This is 50ish and Fab. For women over 50 who are still becoming, still building, and definitely not done, even if life tried to convince you otherwise. This is where grown women come to tell the truth, take up space, and live out loud. I'm KC Sonshine, and around here, we're not winding down, we're leveling up.
Welcome to another episode of 50ish and Flab. It's your girl, KC Sonshine, and it's a beautiful day in Brooklyn, New York, downtown. Thank you to Brick, who houses this amazing studio for community podcasters like myself and others, including my fabulous producer, Roger Turner, one half of the dynamic duo of Brunch, Blaze, and Babble, and giving them a shout out for their podcast, who are also part of this beautiful Brook family. So today, I am so honored to have a long-time friend of mine. When I say long time, I'm talking about like if I was Mariah and he was ODB, we'd be like babies and pacifier.
And in the wrong key.
And that is one of the many reasons I love my fabulous guest host today, Cy Locklear. Come on, put your hands together. Hey!
Hey, KC. Thank you for having me. It's so great to be here.
And in the wrong key. Thank you so much for that. How should we kick it off today? First off, today's topic is in honor of TLC, one of their favorite and best-selling songs, What About Your Friends? Will they let you down? Will they be around? Yeah.
Oh.
See, that's what your friends do. They will hop in the background and jump on board with you. You understand what I'm saying? We right there together. And that's what friendship looks like. Is an example in my own personal life quickly is the other day, I was with a male friend of mine, and I was like, he was like, yeah, I can hold your bag, because I was tying up my sneakers. He was like, I can hold your bag. I was, son, can you hold my earrings? Anybody can hold a Gucci. Nah, son, can you hold my earrings when it's time to break out the Vaseline, put it on the face and the earrings, because me and her finna go at it. That's when you friends.
Oh, that kind of friend. I was thinking about, and you say he's just a friend. But okay, I see where we're going with this. I'm here for it. Let's go.
Well, now we grown. We can go both ways. You ain't saying nothing. I done had them too. And as a matter of fact, a couple of them look like Bismarck.
Ooh. That could be a problem.
I'm just saying I can go back with it if need be, okay?
Okay.
Okay, so what about your friends? We're going to start with, now, you know, and I appreciate you being a fan and listening to my show, because I'm also a fan of your podcast, The Thirst.
That's what friends do. When it was around, thank you so much. I greatly appreciate it. And you were on.
I was a guest of The Thirst,
yeah.
Without the I. Okay, and it was all thing. Tell us about The Thirst. Let's start there.
It no longer exists, but it was your gay best friend conversations, the things you wanted to say but were afraid to say during the daytime. So we just let it all hang out.
And they had me up on there letting it all hang out too, baby. So I thank you for that platform. And I'm so happy to have you here today to talk about friends.
I love it. It's been, 17 years almost? 15?
Yeah, something like that.
Double digits.
Yeah.
That's rare.
Yeah, it is rare. And it's especially rare in New York City. Because here, you know, like, one thing I recognize when I moved here very quickly is that we don't have something, okay, please give us a little bit about your background and tell us where you're from. So, you know, when I say something, they know how we relate.
I'm going to say deep battered and southern fried.
All right, deep battered and southern fried. And that is how I like everything, slightly more than smothered. If it ain't no smothered, I'm going to need deep battered and all that, okay? So that just means we got these southern roots in common.
Southern roots, yes. We can curse you out with a smile.
All day, every day.
Amen.
That's what we call grace. Because we could toss it up. Okay, but I'm going to start with my first segment. Tell the truth, shame the devil. And this is, now if you are a fan of 50ish, then you know that, y'all remember when, was it Jerry Falwell? It was one of them southern preachers. I have sinned against you. You remember he was on TV? I know y'all remember.
It was Jim Baker.
No, it wasn't Jim Baker, because Jim Baker, no. It was somebody else. It was, because, like, it was a whole thing. Like, he, in today's society, he would be, like, the greatest meme ever. Got on TV crying rivers of tears and talking about how he had sinned against his big old congregation of millions. Anyway, whoever that preacher was, I'm coming in that same vein today, that I have sinned against two women in my life that really were a big impact to me, that I have sinned against by
Jimmy Swaggart.
Jimmy Swaggart. I have sinned against you. You remember Jimmy Swaggart? You might be too young.
Yeah, that was either before my time or I was still a little baby.
You was a baby. Okay,
I was a baby.
Well, I was grown enough to remember him on TV begging forgiveness. So I come to you all in the same spirit of Jimmy Swaggart, that there are two women in my life. One of them is my bestie, Tamika Williams Walker. Like, I'm giving whole governments today. That's how much I have sinned against these women, because, like, they love me through all of my foolishness and, like, growing in. Like, I just really did not embrace them in the way that I should have. And now these many years, like, it's not like it's tense between us or anything, but I recognize in ways that I could have been a better friend to them, especially when it came to who they decided to marry.
You didn't approve.
My idea of marriage was always roses and fairies and unicorns, right? Like, it was going to involve a ride through Central Park or the Statue of Liberty. It was going to involve some elves and some whole lot of stuff. So when Tamika was like, I'm dating this dude who my daughter run track, his daughter run track. I didn't see no fairies and unicorns. I just seen a whole lot of sweating between the children.
And not in a good way. But were you trying to impose your idea of marriage onto her?
Absolutely.
Oh, okay.
On both of them. The next one is Adama. We worked at IBM together. Like, we went through 9/11 together. Like, if you work with somebody and you love somebody during 9/11, because we were at a call center in Charlotte, the IBM, like, I don't even remember what it was, but it was like remote. And like, we were like the first like group of virtual assistants. And it was like this big old call center, and she and I had worked together for years and were very close. At the time, her partner, they had whatever it was. I ain't even gonna put her business out there, but whatever they had. And I was just like, you shouldn't marry him and blah, 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 blah. And then she decided to do a destination wedding at like Disney. And I was like, well, you definitely shouldn't involve Mickey in this shit. How you gonna get Mickey and Donald, the kids involved? But I'm saying it jokingly, but I was so wrong, because, like, when I say she loved that man until he drew his last breath, when I say that, really it was a love story that had a very tragic ending, and I have the utmost respect for these women. I haven't spoken to either of them in, like, a couple of years, not for any, particular reason. But I just want to send a personal shout out in my segment of Tell the Truth and Shame the Devil, that I am so ashamed at the way I behaved badly with two amazing women that I have learned so much from, and who are amazing mothers and now grandmothers and, widow, and just like, I just thank God for the influence of them in my life, and I'm sorry, I should have been better. But here I am today, 17 years with somebody, like my sidekick, who's benefiting from the grace of these women who suffered through the fuckery of my youth, that you get the benefit of like grown woman me. So I apologize to you all, and I say, hey, Si.
You are a mess. But I have a question. It's never too late. You realize what you've done in the past. So are you going to put your big girl panties on and make an effort to reconcile with them?
It's not to the place where like reconciliation has to occur because there's no real distance between us. Like, I could pick up the phone, but I have not really acknowledged to them fully their impact in my life. They're very open, and most people are about, like how I influence them, or, but when it comes to, they may have a very quiet impact on my life and not realize it. So this is more about paying homage to the women that they are and why I am the woman that I am because of them. So there's no space between us.
I get it, but it also sounds as if they don't know how much they've influenced your life. So as the saying goes, when we lose celebrities, give them their flowers while they're alive.
Should we call Tamika? I'm going to call Tamika after this.
So do I smell a follow-up episode?
I absolutely smell a follow-up episode. And I also might smell some follow-up co-hosting because you be trying to pull it out of me. You trying to pull it out from the deepness. But, yeah, we will definitely follow up because I love these women and respect them. And that will be my tell the truth, shame the devil for the day. Do you have any one side that you might want to?
What? Of course not. I'm an angel. I mean, you can see my halo right here. But no, I honestly think I've been an overall good friend to my friends. I will say I'm bad at maintaining long-distance friendships. So if something happens and space comes between us, the dynamics will change. So it won't be as buddy-buddy. We're in contact every day, but no love is lost. So the next time we get together, it's like, boom. For instance, I met a friend at a book signing randomly one day, like 2005, just standing in line forever, started chit-chatting. We became pen pals, literally in the mail. This pre-social media. Social media comes along. We reconnect, messages here and there. And then one day, I randomly end up in his city. Unexpected, like overnight trip. Okay, I'm here. I'll just reach out, say, hey, what's up? What's going on? And it was like, oh, okay, you're leaving tomorrow. What time? I'll come pick you up, take you to the airport. And it was like we had been childhood best friends and just hadn't seen each other over the summer. School was about to start. We just reconnected. But it had been 14 years.
Wow.
And I was just like, you don't run across friendships like that. But it really all comes down to the character and good nature of the people involved.
It's true. And what I find most amazing about that story is that I don't think I've ever had a pen pal who wasn't in prison. You mean
have
like
all the stories.
You mean like free people did that too?
Yeah. And on good stationery.
I'm impressed. 14 years and they was free. That is all love. My standards are too low, y'all. Sai has taught me to aim higher, like writing letters to people that's not in prison. Now put that on the list, produce.
But not now because the Postal Service needs to go away. It's 75 cents to mail a letter. I'm like, no.
Not only that, how rude, right? Like, I don't know how the rest of the world, I have to be honest, I ain't even going to get on the post office because that's the whole show. Yeah. I want to go postal on the post office, so put a pin in that. I ain't going to go there. Today we're going to talk about friendships and the value of them. Well, let's talk about us. Would you like to talk about how we met?
Yes, but it's your show, so I'm going to let you start.
Okay, so I started with, I was working at a company. I will not mention names, but they were very good to me. That's actually the company that moved me from Virginia to New York on a corporate relocation, took good care of me, so kudos to them. So I came here, and, a couple years in, I was like, oh, wow, like New York City, the glitz and glam, because we were in Dulles, Virginia. Ain't nothing over there but the airport. So coming here was like everything about it was a promotion, money, everything. But after a couple years, I sort of tired of it. So I was going out to have a surgery, and I needed a temp to fill in for me. And that person, I was going through the interviews, and then I came across Sai, and I was like, yes, this is what I need right here in my life. I know when I go out, if I go out and they amputate something, I come back, my desk's going to be all right. I'm only going to be out 6-8 weeks, okay? I think I stretched out to like 12 or something because, in corporate, you take all the time they give you.
It was a solid 3 months.
It was a solid 3 months,
a solid 3 months.
So but I think I don't want to I don't want to speak out of turn, but I believe that in the interview I asked you if you wanted a full-time job. Did I?
I can't remember. That was
I
so
believe
long ago.
I asked in the interview, I was like, look, would you be interested in doing the job? Because I was looking at the front door. The company had been great to me, but I was looking for something else. And right after that, I left there and went to Burberry, which was like really everything up. A whole step up. When I decided to leave the company, the person that I called, I was like, yo, you want this gig full time? Because I'm going to ease on down the road, and I know they would love to have you. So when Sai was like, yeah, I'm down. So I said to my boss, now this is how I saw it in my mind, right? Because she was a bit of a drama queen. I was like, I have good news and bad news. Which one you want first? She said, I'll take the bad news. I said, I'm leaving. She was like, oh. She said, what's the good news? I said, Sai's my replacement. She was like, okay, well, we're going to see you later. She was like, you need them banker's boxes? How many you need?
Wow.
They have to walk me to the exit when I said he was coming back. So for the first time in my career, and literally, did you literally tell him how you just stepped right into the role? She was so happy to have them back. I didn't even exist anymore. So,
we got along great. We get along great. We still keep in touch.
I got along great with her too, but I was just restless from the role. I had just outgrown it. But you're much younger than me, so like for you to step into it was perfect. And they were so happy. I was like, wow, I didn't think they was gonna give me the good boxes to go. I thought they was gonna be because we didn't have Amazon back then. You remember?
Yeah, I think it was just books.
Yeah. No, but I was like, the good news, and the good news just outweighed the bad. They showed me the exit. I was like, well, how I quit and feel like I got fired.
But this is very unique. I want to bring it back to What About Your Friends song just very quickly.
Yes.
Because one of the things I learned from that song is that you can't, what was it? You really have to understand who your friends are. Not everyone you think is your friend is your friend.
That's true.
And my thing is a lot of people think their coworkers are their friends. Your coworkers are not your friends. Most of them are not your friends. Because in our case, I'll come back to that. In some cases, you really will have true friends, but you have to watch what you say, watch what you do, and know who you do both of those things around.
It's true.
It's even dangerous when you're doing the same job or going after the same job. Mm-hmm. But our case is a little bit different because we never
worked together.
Right. We had that team relay thing going on.
Yeah.
You pass the baton to me, I pass the baton to you, and back and forth. And
we never had that.
But yet we became good friends.
We did, but that also, I think our friendship also was born out of a mutual respect for the quality of our work.
Yes.
Because, if you were sad sack, boo-boo, we would not be here 17 years later. It was just the quality. When you have somebody and you trust somebody to leave you your livelihood, that's how we eat. I trust you with my livelihood. That says a whole lot.
Yep.
And you upheld it.
And our communication was great.
Yeah, it's true.
So it was we didn't miss a beat. I didn't miss a beat from you, and I don't think you missed a beat from when I left.
I ain't go after you. I was gone.
No, it was
when
attempt.
I came
back,
back. Yeah,
then you left. Yeah.
Yeah, and I was so glad because it was just an easy transition. So that's that brings up another point. Everyone is not your friend. And I can say that in particular, one of my greatest friendship hurts came by way of someone that I worked with that we both worked with at this company.
Oh.
Yeah.
No name shall be called.
I ain't going to say no. Well, I feel like I can. No, I ain't going to do that just because, you my guest. Anyway, this person violated. And all these years later, I never really recovered. And this would be somebody that just couldn't even. You ever been to that place where you just can't?
Yes.
You just can't come back. You just can't. Just let it live.
Yes, because I'm the person where I have a lot of patience until I don't. Mm-hmm. And once we reach that point, okay, my patience is done, we're done. Or if the line is crossed, we're done. So once I get there, there's no coming back.
And then what denotes that place for you? Because for me, I am all things Libra, right? I don't be wanting no confrontation. I ain't calling your mama no names, none of that. It's just not going to be that. I recover quickly. But when you just cannot admit, when you just going to take your truth to the grave and know you dead wrong, then I just can't rock with you. I just never recover from that. Tell the truth at some point in your life. Some point, yes. Go ahead, Si. Let's hear from you.
I don't know what to say. I haven't been in any of those situations where I would call it tested to have to show up, because if I say I'm going to be there and do something, I'm going to be there and do something. And I don't have a lot of friends because I focus on the quality, and I don't like drama. So my close friends know that if I give you my time and attention, you already mean something to me. So they themselves know that how I treat people is your level of friendship with me. I'm going to be nice to everybody, but everybody isn't coming in through the door.
Okay, but you never had to run up on nobody in the name of friendship.
No. There were three of us. We were like the Three Stooges, Golden Girls with the cheesecake. We were there. But one friend had a birthday. I had just started a new job. Other friend had a demanding job. Dinner invite went out. We were all going to go. But I ended up having to work late. And when I realized this, I texted birthday friend, never got a response.
Okay.
So a day or two later, I reached out to the third friend to see how the dinner went. Turns out, third friend had to work too, so didn't get to go. And apparently birthday friend had cut us all off, like social media, blocked us, unfriended all that drama because apparently the restaurant charged for each person that did not show up.
Okay.
I'm like, okay, you should have communicated that with the invite because there were people on the invite who said they were coming, but they were in other countries. So, make that make sense to me. But birthday friend never said anything. So we heard this through an external party.
Okay.
Birthday friend has never said anything, has gone out of their way to cross the street, not see us coming, be shady, whatever. I'm like, just communicate, say what the issue is. But also, if the amount for the dinner was less than what you owe me, you should really just deduct that from the amount you owe me and call it a day.
That's just basic math.
Right. And common sense. But, everybody don't have that.
Okay.
Fast forward almost 10 years, birthday friend somehow re-enters life of the third friend. So I'm looking at third friend like, okay, so what had happened? And why he back? Well, you're like, I don't like confrontation. That's fine, but I'm a little bit petty and I need answers. So, like, if you have something, y'all can be friends. I'll be cordial.
Right.
But he ain't coming back in my life.
Right.
But still, laughed in my face, kiki, I still have no answers.
This much later.
And I can keep it professional, too, because I did have to reach out.
It sounds like birthday friend was mad at you for their own poor planning.
Right.
Possibly. Have no idea. But I had to reach out to them for professional reason.
Okay.
I'm like, they do really good work. I'm like, okay, so send me information. I want to submit you as a potential candidate for this particular job. So I did my part.
I'd have to say that for the most part, I've had a really good, solid group of friends, and I have had to show up myself and one of my closest Ace Boone's, Charlotte, were both in abusive relationships at the same time. And so she had her abusive partner who, now this is how naive and young I was, right? Because now, like, we've been girls at this point, like 30-something years, and we still holding each other hair back if somebody get drunk. That's how tight we still are to this very day. Like, our kids, grandkids, grown, all this, whatever. So when I first met her, she was all things Brooklyn Bed-Stuy girl, right? So I'm all things Southern girl. She come down and she has this really cute little blonde natural, and she's very professional, and we met each other smoking Newports. That's how long ago that was. Oh God, forgive me for that, Jesus, that whole era. I just thank the Lord I ain't got black lungs from that whole period. So that's how we met. We were working at the Bank of America building, which is like a landmark in downtown Charlotte, beautiful building, and she was like, yeah, so I'm from Bed-Stuy, son. No. I'm from Bed-Stuy, son. And we became friends from that. So over the course of time, like you mentioned, you don't really let work friends in your life. Even though we didn't work for the same company, we worked in the same building. So she introduced me to her partner. She was like, KC, this is Lee. Lee, this is KC. So Lee was like, what up, son? Like typical Brooklyn, what up, dun. Like, grab me up now. What I didn't know until they invited me to their home was that Lee was a whole woman. I did not know. That was my first real trans opportunity, will you? Because when I went to the house, I was like, oh, how Lee got titties? I was completely confused. So anyway, we became the best of friends, and Lee was her abuser. I had my own, so we had a secret code that if we call each other and say we left our shoes at each other's house, that means send the police. Right? And so these years later now, she married, got her new partner, a wife. They just living their best life. So we've grown together. But she is someone that we straight had to ride or die for each other because we were in the trenches together. And the flip side of that story with her is that as talented as she was, when she first came to North Carolina, she really had a difficult time getting work. And I said to her, all due respect, you're going to have to change your hair. She was like, what? I was like, ain't nobody geared to see in the dirty South geared to see your real talents beyond that little afro. And I kid you not. And she will tell you to this day, we've been friends again 30 years plus. She will tell you to this day right here, when she permed her hair, is when she got a job. Now, it wasn't no Crown Act back then or none of that. But that just goes to show you that, for all that, how far we think we've come, and we singing, Martin Luther King ain't, probably. I'm sorry, Martin Luther. I'm just saying.
I got a story if you let me tell it.
Yes, I'd love that.
I have a good friend. We're still best friends to this day. And back in our younger days when we were, navigating relationships, I got a call from him late, not too late, but late, later than he's used to calling me, than I'm used to hearing a call from him. He calls me and he was like, I think this nigga is lying. And I was like, okay, explain. So he goes on to explain that, the person that he was dating at the time said they were going to be in one place. Well, he said he was going to be home, but his car wasn't in the parking lot.
Okay.
And I was like, how do you know his car is not in the parking lot? Because I'm sitting outside his parking lot. And I was like, okay, well, you know that he's lying and you should just go home. He's like, no, I want to be here when the car gets here. And I was like, this doesn't sound like it's okay, friend. I want you to go home. And so he was like, I'm not going to do nothing. I promise. I just want to be here when the car pulls up because I want to know that I'm right. And I was like, okay, well, to make sure you're not going to do nothing, I'm going to be on the phone with you until the car pull up. And I tell you no lie, he and I were on the phone for 4.5 hours in the middle of the night, making sure my friend did not go to jail.
Now, that's a friendship story right there. See what I'm talking about?
But I want to know what happened.
Did they show up ever?
He did show up. He wanted to get out the car. I told him not to get out the car and confront him. You could just call him later. You know the truth. Call him later and let him get the So they did. He did not confront him, thank God, because it would not have gone well.
Did he flick the lights either?
Huh?
Did he flick the lights?
Nope, nothing. I said, do not do anything. Just pull off, go home, watch him get out the car, watch him go in the house, go home. And then, he questioned about it later. He lied. He told him he was a liar. I know you're a liar because I was outside your house. Cool. And then the relationship was over.
Now, in this day and age, that story would have been like, I got you on video. As soon as he get inside, text message. Oh, where you at?
But, that's the problem with this technology because you all know that I am dating someone who shall remain nameless for now. Not saying no names, but anyway, they jumped on the I bandwagon, right? Because there's the Android universe and there's the I universe, and they don't talk to each other. You can have you're either on one side of the fence or the other.
Exactly. I was about to say, what's an I band?
The I world,
I got it.
iTunes, iPhones, all that, right?
Android over here, but I got you now.
Okay, so he just crossed over into this world because his sons, everybody got iPhones, and you can do location. So yesterday he's playing with the new phone. He's like, "Yeah, can I have your location?" I'm like, I don't think we there yet." Why you got to be knowing where I be going and stuff? Now look, I ain't really going nowhere. I ain't got no job. So why even it's a thing?
So is this
Is
a
that
relationship
TMI?
or a situationship?
No, it's a relationship. It's full blown.
Okay.
But is that TMI or should I not be tripping?
I can't really talk because I'm married. So my husband and I we always share each other's location. That's just a thing. It's a safety issue. We want to make sure everybody's okay. We haven't heard from each other. We are both worriers and we are both forgetful. So I may not remember to tell him I made it to this place on time. I may not have texted. And instead of him sitting there worrying, he can just look at the location and he's like, oh, he made it. And that's fine.
But that's different.
Yes. So I don't know what the threshold is that
For non-married people. I don't think it's important for you to share locations unless you are sharing life and accounts and residences. Where I'm at with it is, look, you live near Philadelphia. If I'm locked up in a basement in Brooklyn, by the time you get here, I'm going to be sausage.
What you going to do? That's my parents. They're like, call me when you get home or call me when. Why? What you going to do? You know nothing about this area I live in.
Exactly. So what good is that to me?
And I don't share location. Nobody gets location unless it's trip specific. Meaning it's an app that I can share it for the duration of the trip, or I share it, but I'm mental note to get to unshare it when I get to where I'm going.
What I will say is that when it comes to do it, I'm willing. I ain't finna fall out. It's a whole lot of stuff you can fall out. If he want my location, he can get it.
So is sharing location now the new emergency contact?
Yes, but we are that. That was the whole conversation.
Yeah, I think if you trust someone enough to be your emergency contact, I trust them with having my location.
I mean, it's not that I don't trust him with my location.
Well, there is a trust issue because, sharing your location can be also a sign of someone trying to control your movements. So there are people out there that want to know where you are all the time, and that if there's ever a place that you are where they don't understand why you're there, red flag is that person calling you saying, so why are you at such and such?
Oh, wait.
Out of the blue.
Is that bad?
Oh,
I
yeah.
want his location. All the time.
But you don't want him to have yours all
Nope.
the time.
I wasn't talking about that. I was talking about what I wanted on that side, but what I want to know where he is all the time. If he at his mama's house, if he's stopped by his brother's house, and his mom and brother live next door to each other, but I want to know which side of the house he on.
Well, girl, what's good for the goose is good for the gander, honey. If you can have his, why can't he have yours?
Cause
That could be a little problem. Just a little problem.
is that a problem?
On his side, I see a little red flag flying.
Yeah, I think he got a little red flag going. I don't.
Unless that's what
I'm
he's
just
into.
playing, boo boo.
Unless that's
I'm
what
just
he's
playing.
into.
Leave the location on. I'm just playing.
So, relationships and friendships, that key component,
And-
communication.
Unless that's a sign of affection for him, like you being concerned about his location.
No, I'm completely kidding about that because I'm indifferent. Like what I have learned in this 50-something, and that's the beauty of progressing in age. And I know you a millennial, so you have your own way of relating. I'll say that at this stage in my life,
Who's a millennial?
Me.
I'm not willing to risk a good thing by majoring in the minors. You understand what I'm saying? And I've done that my whole life, and it's a way of self-sabotage when you could really just let go and just be happy. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. You could really just let go of like the minor things that really keep you from really enjoying love and embracing it for what it is in all of its imperfection. I'm standing around doing push-ups waiting for our first fight.
You had me up to the calisthenics. But listen, a lot of what you said, I think, comes with age and wisdom.
True.
Because even I've noticed that as I've gotten older and the friendships I had when I was younger and those that didn't last, you're like, oh, wait, so we really weren't as close as I thought. And then, as that older Dodge said, people come into your life for a reason, a season, or a lifetime.
Yes, it's true.
And in all of those instances, there's something you can learn and take away from it.
Mm-hmm.
Even if it's just that, that good friendship that I thought was solid was really just for entertainment purposes. I mean, I was bored someone to call or hang out with because they were always ready to go.
Right.
Or they always had drama going on, so I can call them for entertainment.
It's true.
But there was no solid value. Like, I need them. They're not around.
But you know what I think is even worse than that, and I have no idea where I am on time. I don't think it matters. But what's even worse than that is trying to drag along people who shouldn't go. Dragging people into the next phase of your life that don't belong there. Because like you said, reason, season, or lifetime, I am the world's worst. Jesus can come down on a sleigh and land in a hockey rink and have a sign around his neck saying, KC, let them go. And I'll be like, are you sure, Jesus?
Not asking Jesus if he's sure.
Are you sure, Jesus?
Not all friendships can withstand personal growth. And you're a person who's always growing, always learning, always doing, trying something new, going for you. And some people get jealous.
Yeah, but I am also the consummate people pleaser. You know, I suffer with that. Well, I did more so in my youth than I do today. Not so much now. I'm really just focused and I'm just going for the gold. Mm-hmm. And I recognize that everybody ain't going for that because you can't be a dreamer and then associate yourself with dream killers. That's just not going to work out. That's just like a bad combination from jump, right?
Mm-hmm.
I appreciate that you say that you are limited in the number of friends that you have. I'm curious, does that encompass a layer or different levels of friendship, or you just got your squad and that's it? Because I feel like I have acquaintances, have different levels of friendships, different layers with different people.
Yeah, I agree. But I also don't treat everyone the same.
I don't either.
Because I'm like, that's how friendships don't work. Everyone is different. Each of your friendships are going to be different. But yeah, like I was saying earlier, I believe I have the layers. So there are people who you know what the nature and the purpose of the friendship is, where that value is. You know who to call for X, Y, Z. You know who to call when. Like some people, we're friends, but we're not close. So I don't need to see you every month.
Right.
But I may see you every 5 years and we're good. There's no love lost. There are people who are your solid rocks that you see or talk to all the time. Like one of my best friends from college, I don't get to see her often, but we're either on the phone, DMing, video, at least 3 times a week. But that's also someone either of us will drop everything for just to be there if we need to.
Right. I feel like in some of my relationships, and it's almost geographic in nature, that I find that the longer I lived on this side of the Mason-Dixon, that the less I had in common with my Southern girlfriends. And you all know that I proudly say that Brooklyn, Bed-Stuy in particular, is where I really found my identity. Mm-hmm. It's really where I became the proud black woman, because growing up in the South didn't teach me that. So to some degree, and I'm not saying that they're not all proud women, whatever color they are, but there was just a greater sense of pride that came with living in a community that looked like me, which I had never done before. So in addition to that, I also feel like studying abroad and seeing the world and visiting different countries and making friendships with women from other cultures also gave me another perspective on my friendships. And when I came back, I realized some of them I had just outgrown. I got girlfriends who never gonna ever have a passport stamp. Mm-hmm. They just never. Their idea of an exotic vacation is Vegas, right? And it's double exotic if you can see like a Fantasia in Vegas, right? And I'm thinking to myself, like, I'm watching Formula One in Dubai. Mm-hmm. You understand what I'm saying? I'm having dinner with Sheikh. You know what I mean? So like,
I get it.
It the exposure just like took me to another place, and although I love them, I just don't really think we have anything in common anymore. And I walk with some guilt, because does that make me better? What does that make me?
It makes your horizon expands, if that makes sense. Your world has opened up and bloomed and allowed in more things. You accept and embrace difference, whereas their world may be more limited and also closed, because it's an ecosystem in and of itself where it functions. I don't need anything else. Anything else outside of this is a danger.
Right.
Like I even go through this where, well, I don't go through this with people I went to high school with, 'cause I don't keep in touch with most of them. But in essence, with my parents, they're like, oh, always don't talk to strangers. I'm like, I'm grown. I'm 21 with a few years of experience. My new best friend is a stranger I haven't met yet.
Right,
So like,
right.
You have to be open to embracing new things. Just have to be smart about it. And again, you learn that as you go along with the different friendships. You learn what works. You learn people's characters. And being a thespian and studying theater, you get to watch people and learn about them, what they do through their actions, through their words.
So what I'm hearing is you having to worry about perception or how your worldview impacts your friendships. And your side, you're talking a lot about managing friendships, the skill of actually managing a friendship, like knowing who your friends are, knowing what your friends' love languages are, or how you're going to, and also managing what you share with your friends. Sometimes we have to think about our friends, their capacity. Like there's like a little bowl of how much you're putting into their bowl. And sometimes when you have friends and you want to share things, or you're trying to get things out, or you're venting, you may not want to go to the same friend because you've already filled their bowl. Maybe I should go to another friend, or maybe the last time I was with this friend, I was filling their bowl. Maybe I should let them fill my bowl.
I ain't thought about no bowls. And that's probably selfish, but you know why I say that? I say that because I don't think that when you are a single person that people consider your bowl at all. I consider my girlfriend, my sister, all of the mothers, and like I consider their bowls just subconsciously, right? Just because their bowls got other little baby bowls in it. But when you got a single bowl and it's just you, people just fill your bowl all the way up. They don't give a hoot.
It's that, and I think in my case, it may also be a sense of unreinforced boundaries. Not necessarily poor boundaries, but you just like take it all in because you know how to handle it and get rid of it.
Right.
But then they just keep coming. Back to the song. Every now and then I get a little easy. I let a lot of people depend on me. But you have to stop that at some point.
Yeah, it's true.
And let them know, like, okay, this is what we're going to do from here on. You also need to find somebody else.
And as someone that is not a single friend, someone that is partnered, being partnered and still being the same friend to my single friends, that's work. And that's part of me being a good friend.
But your bowl changed, right?
My bowl changed, and I have to set up that boundary. But I also need to know that I can't also bring all of my relationship stuff to my friends all the time. Because once I've resolved my thing with my partner, I've had that time to resolve and forgiveness and go through this, and they haven't had that. So bringing that to my friends, it's not fair to my partner. So at the same time, I have to manage how I'm bringing things to my friends.
That's wisdom.
Wise words.
I say that this is a great place for us to thank everyone, and thank you to my co-host that I promise I hope you all will be hearing again from. Sai, thank you.
Casey, thank you. I had such a great time. Lovely being here. And I'm always, always, always available for you.
Well, good. I'm going to hold you to that. And this is a great place for me to end the show with putting some Jesus on it, which today is Proverbs 18:24, which says, "A man of many companions may come to ruin, but there is a friend who sticks closer than a brother." Now, even though that scripture is in Proverbs, the friend that sticks closer than a brother is commonly known as Jesus, but we can be that same kind of friend, closer than a brother to each other. So I share that, and I send you all with that spirit of love and light, and pray abundance and blessings and peace and joy upon each of you. Thank you for joining 50ish and Fab. Please like, share, subscribe, and the God in me honors the God in you.